Before you comment on the various live performances of this song, please understand that reacting to live performances, especially if it has something to do with Indigayo, I believe is the name, or Mnet, Mama performances, all of those kinds of stuff, unless I really sacrifice the video by blurring it almost completely to the point where you can't even see it, but you can only hear it, which is going to disappoint a whole lot of people anyway, I would not be able to really share a reaction on YouTube because of fear of copyright claims. Well, not claims, but rather strikes and blocks. Copyright claims 95% of the channel. The videos are copyright claimed. So I'm not really making anything off of the videos of most of the videos here on YouTube. So, and seeing as I already experienced a copyright strike, which put quite a bit of pressure on the channel because you never really know, you're kind of afraid of uploading anything in any case anyway. But then on top of that, having a copyright strike hovering over your head and waiting for those 90 or whatever days until that copyright strike expires, I don't want to go through that again. And also putting the work into editing and spending the time only for the video to get blocked is also not something that I'm very excited about. And even really kind of like minimizing, basically sacrificing the quality of the video to get it all blurred so you wouldn't even see what I'm reacting to unless you have the same video pulled up at the same time as I'm watching something. It's just a nightmare for me, and it's not something that I've seen other people do it, and honestly, kudos to you, but I just don't have the patience to do it. And if I want to do a reaction, I want to do it in a way that everyone can see. Whenever a video of mine gets blocked, that I have to blur a video, it's already annoying enough, and you still get those comments of why is the video blurred, even though you mentioned why, because other people have the video up, no problem, but then for you, suddenly 10 reactors upload the same video, it's fine, you upload it, and it gets blocked, and you have to blur it, and people are like, what the fuck is going on? I don't want to go through that, so for the time being, I'm only reacting to the song. Now, as far as this song goes, BTS's Dionysus, much like I did with Babsay when I read out the lyrics and the meaning behind the lyrics, to kind of get a grasp of what BTS were actually talking about and to get like the cultural meaning and whatnot from the lyrics that I got on Genius. Dionysus is commonly known as the Greek god of wine and grape harvest. It is also the god of theater, insanity, and holy inspiration, which fits much like Genius.com is talking about with BTS's persona concept of character and self discovery. Similar to how BTS were first considered outcast for being from a small company, as we know, Dionysus was considered an outcast for being the only Olympian with a mortal mother. Since he was an outcast, he established a group of followers separate from the Olympians. He's known for entering a room and making everyone in his presence dance because his music and wine freed his followers from social constraint. This is really, really cool. And also there's like a meaning of viruses. Probably butcher that, but it's basically furthering the Dionysus narrative. The Thorses is the staff that Dionysus carries. It is made of reed and ivy. So I did look into the lyrics quite a bit before getting into this reaction, just so I have a decent understanding of the concept. Also, the Korean word for grape is a metaphor for empty seats at a concert, which we'll get into. I'm getting way ahead of myself. I am very excited to actually get into this song. I found a lyric video that seems to be the most accurate, because usually the most accurate lyric videos are not the ones that have the most views. So this one, from some of the comments that I've seen, seems to be the one that did the job just fine. So without further ado, if you guys enjoyed this content, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, check out the Patreon if you want to see some exclusive reactions, including Run BTS episodes 1 to 48 or 49, plus all of the special BTS episodes from 2022 and the latest one with Mini Field Day, plus Suga's interview with RM as well as Taeyang from his talk show, and also I checked out JIN's appearance on My Drunk Diary, the show with Youngji. I always confuse it with Drunk Diaries or Alcohol Diaries. You know what I'm talking about. It was a lot of fun. If you want to check any of that stuff out, there's a full list of all of the available reactions in the tier. You do not have to sign up in order to see the actual list, but if you see something on that list that you may like, consider subscribing. And let's get into it. Dionysus by BTS. Ooh. Art is alcohol. Yes. The mic is the fucking staff for BTS. Nice. Oh. What the fuck? Jin? How much did you drink to get that deep voice? What the? What? Holy shit. Oh my god, Jimin. One shot, two shot. Jin! What the fuck? He went from the lowest of lows to the highest of highs. Next thing you know, Jin is freaking growling in a heavy metal song. What the f? How high can you get? Oh, Jungkook sounds so saucy. Nice. Holy shit. Jin, what did you take? Oh my god. Sugar. Nothing, sir.
Are you ready to get hyped up?
You betcha. Ooh. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit, Jin's height. Okay, I'm not surprised that he got that high. I'm surprised he got that low. That was amazing. And them equating themselves to like Dionysus as far as what we talked about in the intro, coming in from like being an outcast basically to now being wherever BTS come, that's where the party's at. And basically like you can never get enough of them, so drink up. Also talking about like being born as an idol but reborn as an artist and reborn as an artist again. And like literally asking why is it so important to differentiate whether I'm an idol or an artist? What is it with the need to put a label on it? One of the things that I started talking about in the intro when I got a little bit carried away, the Korean word for grape is also a metaphor for empty seats at a concert. In addition to the Dionysian reference to grapes and wine, they're also referencing the lack of empty seats at their concerts. I love that like the mic is their staff. The mic is their Tarsus. You know what I'm talking about. It is their staff basically, and it's also a symbol of prosperity, fertility, Hinduism, and pleasure enjoyment in general, which is really, really cool. I absolutely love this song, and I love that RM, much like you guys can probably see, is actually doing a bit of a wordplay as far as equating alcohol to art, and certain words sound like art, certain words sound like alcohol, yesul, art, esul, alcohol, all that kind of stuff is really, really cool and really shows you kind of like the cleverness of RM with his wordplay, and really including it in such a way that if I didn't see like this translation and explanation, I actually wouldn't really think too much of it. But yet, still, even though there is that second meaning that is almost like the same, but in form of a wordplay, they still say the same message as far as art is alcohol too, and equating and being able to get drunk on both alcohol and art, and what we make is the finest liquor basically, and you will get drunk off of it. And also like talking about like the mic made of ivy and rough wood, as far as like the mic being their staff. And even like the refrain actually talks about like till the sun comes up, we party, like basically partying like 24/7 day and night, as far as like what the art is doing to you, and indulging in that alcohol or in that art. And we're born again, almost like basically on one hand it's like being so drunk you feel like a different version of yourself, so you're like reborn. But also, as far as I understand, Dionysus was born twice or was reborn or something like that, which is also really, really cool. And there's also a cool thing with Drink It Up, the pain of creation, which is something that BTS kind of touched on various songs, like I believe Blood, Sweat, and Tears. I believe even like Black Swan, as far as always being in that studio. I feel like even uh, with something like Mic Drop, they may have touched on it, as far as being in the studio 24/7. Much like alcohol, it can lead to some serious shit, some fatal shit. Like you can get drunk, you can get too drunk, and the pain of creation. They're almost like fully equating their art to alcohol, as far as the beauty of it, as far as like feeling like a different version of yourself, but also the tragedy of getting so drunk that it is painful and you lose a piece of yourself, as far as like the mental struggles, the creative struggles, as far as like making music and constantly being in the studio, constantly working and crafting your shit, and basically like doing your thing to such a degree where you forget about yourself and the outside world. Too much of anything is always going to be bad for you. And then one shot, I'm ready for the show, almost as if like to possibly like loosen up after one shot, and you kind of like one shot or one hit of a joint or whatever the hell, to be like, okay, I'm ready, I'm no longer nervous perhaps. And then the chorus is also really, really cool in terms of not just the production and the different uh the balance between all of the guys and their voices being so complementary, and almost like creating like this really awesome contrast between all of them. But also everyone fall into this crazy artist. Like when Dionysus is like, whenever he appears, everyone starts dancing. It's like BTS is literally like that work of art, or is that bottle of wine that you cannot stop drinking, and the more you drink, the more you fall into it. So you fall into the artist and you get drunk all off of them. Also, like the second verse is really, really interesting as far as like them being in front of the door to the world. The cheers I hear when I get to the stage, like basically almost like comparing themselves to like a god of sorts, right? I mean, here it's like a Greek god with the Dionysus, but um, and they also say, "Can't you see my stacked broken?" Thor says, "You know what I'm talking about. I'm having some struggles with this word, the staff, basically. At last, I'm reborn." Which, much like we talked about Dionysus being reborn, actually, there is a mention of it as he died as a newborn, then he was reborn, which is like wine from grapes. He was smashed and fermented, reborn to wine. So literally the struggles that we went through and then being reborn as that wine that everybody indulges in. J-Hope's verse is so playful, the bass drum, and then imitating the drum sound as well. And when the night comes, mumble mumble. I wonder if that has something to do with getting too drunk to the point where you can't even speak. I'm kind of tempted not to click on the translation here. The bass filling the studio, the night comes actually, let's check it out. Okay, so being so drunk to the point where you lose a piece of yourself, basically. The voices are mumbling, there's a loss of balance. So they're basically losing themselves. When they perform, they're almost like get drunk off of their own product, which is them. So they enjoy it so much that it's like when they're performing, they let it all soak in, they let it all take them wherever it may take them. So actually, one of the coolest things, one of the coolest lyrics is in the bridge with Sugar, where they say, if we pop up anywhere in the world, stadium party, as far as like being able to sell out any place in the world, basically. Wherever BTS is, everyone will follow, and it wouldn't take much even promotion to get people there and to sell out a stadium. But also, as far as I understand, born as a K-pop idol, reborn as an artist, and they repeat the artist part again. It doesn't matter if I'm an idol or an artist. Art at this level is over drinking, which is almost like a double meaning as far as getting so drunk to try to forget the contradiction, as far as like how people consider you, perhaps, whether you're an artist or you're an idol, a K-pop idol. Like even going on talk shows and whatnot, are you introduced as an artist, are you introduced as a K-pop idol, is one better than the other? For me, BTS basically is saying it doesn't really fucking matter. I am whatever you say I am, to quote Eminem, I guess, a little bit there. But it doesn't matter who you think I am. What matters is what I think I am, which is why the new record is Fight Against Oneself. A fight, yeah, which is like struggling to figure out your own identity. And it's not about the public seeing you as one thing or the other. It's about you being at peace with whatever the fuck you really are, not caring about what anyone thinks that you are, if that makes any sense. Art at this level is over drinking, is almost like being so popular and being so consumed by the public eye and the pressure that you're over drinking to drown your sorrows, but also the art as far as like overworking yourself to the point where you are over drinking. So over drinking to me is like overworking yourself and trying to just work on the music and work on the art. So I don't care if you consider me as one or the other. I'm just doing my thing. Um, which is possibly the meaning. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not even going to click on the meaning there, so feel free to let me know. But I kind of like the way that it went in my head there for a moment. But it's really, and also I'm still thirsty, so we're still not done. We still want more. We haven't reached our. There's still plenty yet to come. we To throw it forward to BTS. The best is yet to come. Which now with the recent news with J-Hope enlisting, if I'm not mistaken, and also obviously Jin enlisted uh, after his solo project. This kind of hits even harder, I guess, a little bit, because once they come back, I mean, I can only imagine once BTS is whole again, and whatever they decide to do, it's definitely going to be iconic. By still being thirsty, I'm basically still striving for something greater, for something bigger, or just for peace within myself, perhaps. I'm not really sure. But yeah, this song was absolutely awesome. It's one of my favorite songs by BTS, and for them to end it with the illest, which is basically we're the best, we're sick, we're the illest is basically slang for we're the best. The song was freaking awesome. I love how RM hyped it up. Like, are you ready? Let's get hyped. And hearing like those drums and whatnot was really, really cool. And a nice little surprise instrumentally. I really, really enjoyed the hell out of this song. And if this song was uh, a bottle of wine, I would be done with it by now, and I would be drunk as fuck. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below. I'm sure that there's a video explaining everything about the lyrics in more detail than genius.com does. Uh, but I still hope that I was able to get some of the basics with this song. And if you enjoyed it, let me know in the comment section. If there's something that you want to add, something that I missed, let me know in the comment section as well. And I will catch you all in the next one. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and have a wonderful week, you guys.